how is it going? So, one thing I want to come to, I don't know why I say this every time. Anyway, how to keep your motivation fired up. I did write that in blue, couldn't see it, so I've gone over it in black. I don't think you can see that either. But anyway, one of the biggest things that I find speaking to a lot of people is motivation. Every single one of you will know that some days you'll wake up ready to conquer the world. You just be like buzzing, you're just excited, you're just fired up. You just got this natural source of this intrinsic motivation where you're ready to change the world. And then the next day you'll wake up and you cannot be asked to do anything. Everything in life just seems like a chore. Even getting up, going down, making breakfast, you're just like, can't be asked. Get out to do a workout, can't be. Like, you have these days where in you that you have like no drive, no energy, just no nothing. And so this is the thing with regards to motivation. It's unreliable, so do not expect to consistently be motivated. So one of the biggest things that you need to learn to do is have kind of like plans for those days when you're not motivated. Because it's the days that you're not motivated, those days and how you act on those days will define your success. Because the days when you are motivated and you are fired up, again, you've got nothing to worry about, because anything that you're meant to do, you're going to do it, you're going to crush it. But on those days when you aren't motivated, if you just don't do anything, you just sit down and you just do whatever you want to do, and you don't do the things that are going to help push the needle in either your business, your relationships, your body shape, your anything. If you're not going to take those steps and do the things that are required in order for you to achieve your goal, then you're never really going to achieve anything. So again, it's how you act on those days when you're unmotivated that determine your success. And so what I've done is I've made 5 little points here that are going to help you just stay on track even on those days when you're not motivated. So motivation is an emotion, because there's so much that can come into helping keep you motivated, or things that can affect your motivation. You've got different types of intrinsic and extrinsic motivational drivers, essentially. And so what it comes down to is finding the things that work for you, because again, because motivation in my eyes is like an emotion, it is very determined by what goes on around you. Like your emotions, like happiness, like sadness, kind of depends on what factors are going on in your life will actually affect how happy you are, how sad you are, those sorts of things. But anyway, so pulling this all back around, one of the biggest things that you need to understand is that if you want to achieve anything in life, you need a strong why. And now, especially when you look at things like your health, your fitness, all that sort of stuff, like your body shape, everyone will turn around and be like, oh, I want a six-pack, oh, I want to look sick on the beach. But they don't have a why. And because they don't have a why, they'll never really truly achieve that. Because unless you have a why, that is more than just, oh, I want to have a six-pack, oh, I want to look sick on the beach. And the thing is, internally, everyone has a much stronger why. But they will never dig into the actual emotional drivers of that. And so what I mean by this is, they will never actually dig in and ask themselves, well, why do I want to have a six-pack? What does that actually mean to me? How's that going to improve my life? What is the driving force for that? And it will go back to things in your childhood, like someone made a comment about you being fat or whatever when you're like 14 and you're just like, ah. And so as a result, you've always wanted to be in great shape. Like, it goes back a lot further than the surface level bullshit that we tell ourselves. Everyone just goes, everyone wants a six-pack, don't they? But again, until you can actually connect to your why and the actual emotional drivers of that why, when times get tough and when times get hard and you're going to have to start making those sacrifices and you're going to have to get uncomfortable, if you don't have a strong connection to that why, you will just sack it off. Like when you're sitting there and you're a bit hungry and one of your housemates or someone is there eating pizza and you're sitting there with like a little chicken salad or something, you're just like, ah. And the smells, everything of that pizza, like they just grab you, don't they? If you don't have a strong connection to your why, you're going to go balls deep on that pizza. One of the biggest things is connecting with your why, because again, You're going to go through times, especially if you want to get that, let's just go with the six pack. If you want to get a six pack, you're going to have to go through times where you're going to have to train when you can't be asked. You might be sitting there super tired, just being like, like can't be bothered. But you know you need to get you need to get a training session done, or you might need to hit your step counts. Like the other day, I was sitting there, got to about like 8 o'clock in the evening, just had dinner, and I'd only done like 7,000 steps, and I was like, well, I need to go out for a walk, and I was like, well, I can't be arsed. But I knew if I didn't do that, I'm just slowing my progress down. Having that deeper connection to your why is massive. It's down to two things. You've got pain and you've got desire. So pain is usually when the doctor's gone like, you need to sort your shit out because you're super fat, and if you carry on like this, you're gonna die. Like when there's a big enough pain driver, people will go all in to make sure that obviously they change, because if they don't, there's a very negative response that comes at the end of that. A lot of people will not change until they get that massive pain. And then obviously you've got your desire, which is just someone going, oh, I want to have a six pack on the beach. And again, it all comes down to your why. Pain's quite easy because you've got your why. The doctor's told you your why, or someone's giving you, like, you have this there. Desire's a harder one because again, you still need to dig into it. Like, everyone wants to look better naked, don't they? It's just a simple fact of life. We all want to look better naked. When we take our clothes off in front of whoever we're getting naked in front of, we want them to look at it and go, you look awesome, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. But then again, and then it comes down to the why, because if you don't find that why, you're never going to get to the position to get that, because you do have to get uncomfortable. That is just a part of life, unfortunately. If you want change, you want positive change, you want real positive results, and you want to achieve some greatness, you will have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions. Just like if you want to skyrocket your business, you're going to have to put in a lot more hours. You're going to have to make those sacrifices and put that in there. Same as if you want to get in great shape, you're going to have to put in the sacrifice of making sure you're trained and making sure you're getting the sets in, eating, all of those sorts of factors. And again, until you can start getting uncomfortable, you can actually embrace that uncomfort, you're probably not going to achieve real results. But now, second, focusing on your behaviours and not your outcomes. So again, we'll stick with that six pack. If every day, if all you're thinking about is, right, I want a six pack, and every day you get up and you look in the mirror, you pull your top up, and you just got a beer gut, and you're like, okay. And then the next day, boom, you do that. Like, you get 2 weeks down the line, when you're seeing your beer gut, yeah, it might be going down a little bit, but you're not seeing a six pack. It's going to get frustrating. And that's going to then it starts to get really irritating, and then it just starts to get demoralising, and then as a result you start giving up. And that's the things, when you start getting demoralised, that's what makes you stop, that's what makes you quit. So again, to keep yourself motivated, don't just focus on that end result, don't just think about being shredded. What you want to focus on is those little daily habits and those daily goals that you need to do that are going to get you to that end result. So things like your steps, things like staying within your calories, things like getting good quality sleep, things like your hydration, all of those things. Think about just ticking off those on a daily basis. Win the day, then win the week, then win the month. And what I mean by that is just aim to just win that day. So you get your steps in on that day, you do everything that is required, and you do that consistently, and then you get that compound effect. So over time, boom, if you keep winning a day, you win the month, and you win the week, you win the month. That's when you start getting real long-term sustainable results. And again, so it just comes down to focusing on those behaviours, getting those behaviours in, just like consistently over time will produce that compound effect. And that also what will give you that shredded six-pack. By nailing those day in, day out, you start seeing like small changes, those small results. And again, those small results compound into bigger results. And that's what helps keep you motivated. Like if your goal is to lose like 20 pounds, you're not just going to focus all the time on, oh, I need to lose 20 pounds, say. It's like, oh, okay, aim to lose pound a week, pound a week, pound a week, pound a week. And that's the thing, is you see that, and as that's all going down, you see that number dropping, you're like, yes, I'm getting it, and that's what fires you up. Not just going, oh, I need to lose 20 pounds. Oh, I still haven't lost 20 pounds, I still haven't lost 20 pounds, because again, it just demoralises you. Ain't nobody got time for that. Right, kind of goes back to what I was saying in the first point, is get comfortable being uncomfortable. Because again, just like I said in the first point, is if you want to achieve real results in anything, there's going to come times when you have to get uncomfortable, because you're going to have to change. It's as simple as that. If you're out of shape now and you want to get, like I say, you want to get that six pack, you want to look absolutely amazing on the beach, you want to get a nice muscular tone, lean physique, you have to change elements of your lifestyle. Though that change will breed discomfort. Like, there's going to come times when you don't want to train, but you're going to have to train. There's going to be times when you can't be able to get your steps in, but you're going to have to get your steps in. There's going to be times when you want to just sit there and just go balls deep on the dominoes, but you know that's not going to help you, so you can't. Like, that's the thing, is there's all these factors of your old life and your old habits that you used to just do for fun, and that you won't be able to do anymore because they're not going to be conducive to getting you to where you want to go. And so again, this what breeds around is when you have a good, strong connection to your why, that is what will help you remain disciplined in those days when you cannot be bothered. And that was what will help you embrace that discomfort, because when you know why you want to do something, it just makes it so much easier. So again, just get comfortable being uncomfortable. This one is massive. Honestly, I cannot stress enough how important that one is. And then again, coming down here is, don't focus on perfection. Everyone, I think it's just human nature almost. We're all just like, oh, I'll start on Monday, I'll start on this day, and when everything's right, or when I've got like 12 weeks clear, I don't have any holidays or anything, then I'll start and do it. Like, there's too many ifs and too many buts, and it's the ifs and buts that will stop you, again, achieving those real results. The biggest thing that you can do if you want to achieve anything is just get started. Just honestly get started. And what I mean by don't focus on perfection is, so like I was saying about those daily habits, like you're gonna have days when you don't get all your steps in. You're gonna have days when you miss a workout. You're gonna have days when you go over in your calories. Such is life. Look, we're all human. Don't worry about it. One day, don't then just be like, oh fuck it, it's gone, I'm off the proverbial diet bandwagon. Just get back to it. As that saying goes, it's better to be consistently good than occasionally perfect. So yes, like, if you can be perfect, be perfect. But if you're gonna have slip-ups, you're gonna miss those little like daily habits and things, don't stress about it. It is what it is. Just aim to be the best that you can be and do the best that you can do. That is it. Honestly, like, don't let this be too negative for your mindset, because that is one of the biggest things that will destroy your motivation. When you start slipping up and you start putting all this added pressure on yourself, that's what demotivates you, and that's what demoralizes you, because you're like, oh God, I did this wrong, I did that wrong. It's like, don't worry, just aim for progress and aim to just be as good as you can be, and that is it. That is one of the biggest things, because again, just take away that pressure that you're putting on yourself. It is not worth it. Life is too short. And finally, this links in quite nicely to the point above, and that is quite simply just don't get down over after a slip up. So if you've slipped up on, say, like your diet or whatever it is, don't let your self-talk become super negative and just get like super like bitter to yourself, because the way that we talk to ourselves, we'd never talk to anyone else like that. And so again, it's what you want to make sure of, is this voice that's in the back of your head or wherever this voice is, you want to make sure that that's like your cheerleader, not your biggest critic, which is what it always tends to be. That voice in our ears is usually one of the most damaging voices. So you need to try and rechannel your internal narrative to make sure that you're actually trying to boost yourself up, not pull yourself back. So one of the things that really, really resonates with me is quite simply that you just need to control the controllables. There's certain things that will happen in life that you have no control over. So do not give those any external or any more stress or negative emotion than they need. And it's quite simply that, like, you had a slip up, don't then get sucked into that really and then be even more negative. That's added stress that you're putting into that situation is only just going to make that whole thing so much worse. So again, like, mindset is everything. And you want to try and keep that mindset as positive as possible, because it's going to make your journey to getting in shape so much easier. You're going to slip up. Such is life. Don't worry about it. Just get back on the bandwagon, keep cracking on, and do whatever you can. Do these points to help yourself stay motivated. When you're having those days and you're just like, again, just think about why you want something. What does getting to that goal, what does that bring to your life, and how is that going to improve your life, improve how you feel, and just improve everything in general. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Take it easy, gang.